welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the weekly tarot reading for the sign of Libra. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this week's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling some oracle cards using the Quantum, the Moonology and the Angelarium. We'll get some key messages using the Beautiful Creatures Tarot and clarifying with the Tarot de Nuit. I will get my words out, I promise. We'll see what's coming up for you for the week of the 26th of April to the 2nd of May 2021. Can't believe we're already into May. Anyway, so just when I'm shuffling your cards, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find the information in the description box below. So Libra, the card you have, well, two cards you have from the Quantum are Fear in Reverse and Family in Reverse. Okay, so I feel like you've been really looking at your family dynamics as of late. What is it that your aspirations when it comes to your family structure, the family dynamic situations, connections? What is it that you need to heal as opposed to run away from? What is it about certain connections in your family that you feel like you were just unable to release yourself from, certain dynamics? What is it that you feel like you're unable to heal within certain family connections? Maybe you're concerned about how this could affect you when you settle down and have your own family, or how your wounds from childhood could be affecting your family if you already have children, right? So these are the types of questions that could be coming up for you at this time. So there's a real emphasis on looking at family where you feel like there is lack, where you feel like there is healing needed. So you're, rather than ignoring childhood wounds, family issues, or things that you're concerned about with your own family, okay, that you have created or you will be having, you're wanting to address this head on, which is good. So I definitely see you wanting to break some generational curses here, or ancestral karma, which is good. So let's see what the divine guidance is for you to help you with that process. So what is it that Libra needs to know? What can help Libra with healing and processing certain family dynamics, childhood wounds at this time? What is it that can help Libra with this process? What is it they need to know? Yeah, amazing. So you have new moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. Okay, so support is available to you. The divine is assisting you with this process. It's also wanting to give you that confirmation that you have everything that you need, right? In order to break those chains, to free yourself from certain karmic loops that seem to repeat within your family. And that you essentially are here to partially heal those wounds, okay, that run deep in your lineage. So this is awesome, okay? So I feel like it's kind of fated that you would be doing this work. So let's go into the Angelarium now and see what else is coming up for you there. What is the message from the angels at this time? What is it that Libra needs to know with regards to healing family karma, generational curses, childhood wounds, so that they can be free from these bonds and have healthy relationships moving forward, healthy dynamics with family members, family they are creating or have. I'm going to take two. Okay, amazing. So you have Hazmet, Angel of Annihilation, again breaking those karmic chains, and you have Shaligael, Angel of Snow. So this is inner child healing essentially. So what you're doing is, yeah, you are destroying those toxic patterns, okay? Breaking those ancestral chains, freeing yourself from the generational curses that are just being perpetuated in your family. Taking a completely different approach, having a different outlook on things, okay? Doing the healing where perhaps previous generations refused to even address these issues, so that your inner child can be healed. So that even though you're in the depths of this healing, and it can be very difficult, very challenging, and you're feeling like in a lot of ways you're having to do this alone, you have more than it takes to overcome. And that even while you're navigating some of these heavier energies, you can still tap into that playful spirit, that loving energy. And that you can still find comfort, that you can still find contentment in the simple things at this time. Definitely an emphasis on that, on finding comfort and joy in the simple pleasures right now, because that's really going to help you with navigating these heavier energies. Okay, because as you know, breaking patterns such as this, family patterns, is not easy. The energy is pretty intense. So yeah, anything you can do that's going to be beneficial for you to just lighten the atmosphere at times after you've been doing a lot of this work is going to help you. And especially the inner child as well, because I feel like you're doing a lot of inner child healing through this process, which is awesome. So I'm just going to give you the signs for these energies before we continue. So Hazmet is a hood, an eclipse, an empty field. A hood, an eclipse, an empty field. And Shaliglel, and funnily enough, the Shaliglel's energy follows Hazmet's in the actual guidebook, so that's funny. Shaliglel's is a snowflake, a seed, a pine. A snowflake, a seed, a pine. A pine tree. So any of those signs could come up in your environment. But I definitely, for those of you who I'm picking up on, there is a real emphasis on healing the inner child in order to destroy these karmic chains from ancestral wounding, generational curses. Awesome. So let's go into the tarot now, see what information we can find out for you. What else is coming up this week in terms of this process? Because obviously this is the focal point of the week, right? And of course, this is not a process that's going to be over and done within a week. This is ongoing, but I feel like, ooh, cards just flying out everywhere. Hang on a second. So, yeah, obviously this is not going to happen in a week. This is an ongoing process, but I feel like you've already been doing this work for some time. This is not something you've just begun. So I feel like there is certain aspects of it that are coming to a close. There are certain chains that you have broken, okay? Certain narratives that you are destroying, which is amazing. So even if a family member does try to perpetuate something, tries to enforce a certain way of doing things, a certain outlook, you're just not going to resonate with it on any level. Because you've already broken out of that, you've already healed that. And I feel like even within themselves, when they're saying it or demonstrating those behaviors, it's going to feel strange to them because of the work that you're doing for the bloodline. Let's go into it then. So, this card has been coming up a lot in reverse as well. The first card you have is the Seven of Cups in reverse. Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So yeah, Libra, I feel like you're seeing things clearly now. You know how you feel about it. You're able to separate your thoughts, feelings, and emotions from that of your relatives, okay? You're understanding where a lot of these emotional wounds and baggage that you've been carrying is a reflection of the wounds that your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles were carrying, right? And that it was never yours to bear. The weight of this was never your burden, okay? But it was enforced on you at a young age because of the lack of healing that took place in your family. But now you're able to differentiate what is truly yours and what isn't. And what isn't yours, you're releasing. Amazing. The next card out is the Four of Swords in reverse, okay? So air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Yeah, definitely a need for healing, but you have everything that you need to make it happen. You have the divine riding right alongside, right by, oh my God, I cannot speak. They're riding right beside you, okay? Supporting you every step of the way. You have a lot of luck on your side. You have a lot of divine support, okay? So you have everything that it takes to do this, to overcome, to move past these wounds, okay? to change your environment, to change your energy, to change your narrative. But you do need to take some time out to continue with the healing process, okay, because it's still very much underway. Next card out is the Six of Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Balance in all things, okay? Being able to balance between doing the heavy work, a lot of energy clearing, cord cutting, you know, chain breaking, right? Doing that heavy shadow work, doing that ancestral karma work, and then going between that and then focusing on things that bring a lightness to your energy, you know, helps you tap into that unconditional love, you know, really allows your inner child to feel safe to come out again, okay? So you have to find that balance between doing those two things, which is not easy, of course, going from one extreme to the other, but you can do it, Libra. If anyone can do it, it's you, okay? So that's what you're being encouraged to do, because doing both things in tandem is what's really, truly allowing you to heal and give back to yourself, putting you in a good position. So when you embark on your next life cycle, you're going to be in a very grounded place, and you're going to be able to attract a lot of positivity in your life, a lot of abundance, a lot of love, and healthy relationships, okay? As well as transforming certain relationships within your family as well. The next card is the Chariot, okay? Cancerian energy. So you could have Cancer in your chart. You could be dealing with a Cancerian in your family. But regardless, I feel like this is about you taking charge, taking control, you know, listening to your higher wisdom. This is the Chariot of Ascension, okay? So in order to ascend, you need to do this work, as you know, and that's what you're choosing to do. You're listening to your guides, you're listening to your own higher self, and you are doing the necessary work, okay? Because it is in alignment with your vision, your desire, your determination, your will to essentially transcend the limitations that have been set upon you by family members, by what your family believe to be possible, right? To what they believe you're destined for. The next card out is the Six of Swords in reverse. Air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Interesting, I think it was Sagittarius that got this card in the exact same position. And you have Sagittarius here, so if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, do check out the Sagittarius reading, because this may be an energy that you're also detaching from or trying to detach from, but it's still very much connected to, right? Because Six of Swords is in reverse. So there is a need to heal family wounds in order to be able to properly detach from a situation that could be involving a Sagittarius here. Because this is right beneath the Four of Swords in reverse as well. So there's definitely a need for healing here. Because I feel like when you're able to heal these family wounds, it will help you with regards to other connections in your life. Because otherwise those wounds will play out in other connections, in other situations. And I feel like that's what you're seeing. So there's definitely a need to look at that. And then finally, the last card you have here is the Wheel in reverse, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, honestly, Libra, I feel like you're not going to be able to move forward until you do this. And I think you know that, and that's why you've started this process already, right? You know that in order to really start my new cycle, for things to change, I need to address this first. I need to, take a close look at these wounds, the trauma, the inner child healing that's required, okay, the shadow work, whatever cord cutting is needed, whatever alchemy is needed, okay? Because there's a lot of deep processing and healing that's going to go into this. Like it's a big one, okay? It's significant and it's going to take time. But just knowing that you're doing the work, that you're consistently putting the work in, it's going to take you a long way. You have everything that you need to be successful in completing this chapter, completing this cycle, okay? As it says, luck is on your side. So you have karma on your side, okay? This is destined for you to accomplish, all right? So as long as you keep doing the work, as long as you keep listening to your better judgment and knowing that despite whatever comes up in this, or whatever interaction takes place with certain family members, that you are on the right track, you are on the right course of action, you're taking the right course of action, okay? That's what I want to say. Wow, we've got the chariot appearing again. So some of you definitely have strong Cancerian placements. Wow, this is amazing. This is life-changing, okay? You doing this work is about to change the course of your life. That's why you're being guided to do it now. Because you're on the precipice of something completely life-altering. Yeah, amazing. Okay. So we'll get into the clarifications now. But honestly, I think you'll be surprised how different your life is about to look once you come out of this cycle. Okay, so clarifying the Seven of Cups in reverse, you have the Page of Cups, Pisces energy, the Hanged Man, more Pisces, so you could have strong Pisces in your chart, and the Four of Wands. So, I feel like, yes, you were perhaps considering a love interest here, right? Or there was something you felt like was blossoming, okay? There was something to do with the romantic side of things, okay? But then as soon as it started to take shape, i.e. as soon as you started to realize that there was something romantic blooming here, it came to a complete halt, right? Because you were both at a crossroads with this situation. Why? Because there were certain realizations that needed to take place. You needed a certain level of clarity, illumination, okay? An epiphany needed to come in with regards to these wounds that you're carrying, trauma, okay? And as such, now that you're getting this awareness, now you have this clarity, now that you are aware that, oh, yes, before I can really invest into a relationship, or before I can really settle down and have a family, or before I can really, get this relationship back on track, I need to really focus on my healing, getting myself into alignment, getting myself back into my power, and not having the burden and the weight of these childhood traumas, wounds, whatever it is, weighing me down and stopping me from being fully in my power. Because you're hopeful that you can overcome this, okay? And you're realizing where you have been carrying a lot of other people's emotions and energies for too long. So now you're starting to see why it's being called into this space of needing to be destroyed, needing to be alchemized, needing to be removed energetically. So I feel like there is going to be some cord cutting that's needed here, because you're carrying some of the shame, guilt, remorse, fear from other family members that was never yours to begin with, or ancestors. So there's a need to purge all that, to cut all that out, to release yourself from it, because you don't realize that that's still very much entangled in your energy. Like its roots are very deep into your energetic field. So you need to do that cord cutting. So clarifying the Four of Swords in reverse, you have the Four of Cups, okay? So we have 3 4s here as well. So the numbers 4, 44 and 444 can be very significant. Do check that out in terms of the numerology. The number 4 speaks of stability, foundations, groundedness, okay? Having a platform, having all of your bases covered, being in alignment, mind, body, and spirit, okay? So this is why this is coming up, for you to have that new stable foundation to build upon, because you cannot do that if you're still building upon wounds, building upon false narratives or limiting beliefs or anything like that, right? Building upon unstable foundations that were created by family, right? So this is why this is coming up. But anyway, Four of Cups, Angel de la Nuit, which is specific to this deck, and Six of Swords. So there is that detachment, that need for detachment, to gain that clarity, to move away from what you once knew in order to pursue what is meant for you truly, okay? So yeah, there is a lot of apathy, I feel like, beneath the surface. There is a lot of harbored negative emotions, okay, that is coming to the surface so that you can purge it out, right? And free yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? And even possibly physically from this baggage, okay, that you've been carrying. So it's not without reason. So yeah, if you're feeling like heavier emotions are coming up to the surface, it's so you can free yourself from them. It's so you can alchemize them and release them. So don't suppress them, okay, is the advice here. Let them come to the surface. Let you feel it all in its entirety and then let it go. That's what's going to help you with your healing process. And the divine is with you every step of the way and showing you and encouraging you that you are more than capable of doing this. Even though it's very difficult, even though it is challenging and painful, you can do this, okay? Clarifying the Six of Pentacles, you have the Chariot, there's that Cancerian energy, Seven of Swords, okay, and Ten of Cups, okay. I feel like the divine really want you to get clear on what you want, because there is, for me, what I'm seeing here is you have a fear around commitment. You may not feel like it, you may be like, what are you talking about? But this is because of something going back to family. You have a fear of commitment because what you saw as commitment and marriage and tradition was kind of not in its best light, may I say, right? So you're like, so there's a part of you, possibly in the shadow aspect, that fears commitment. And that's, I think, something that you're going to alchemize and restore balance to, so that you start believing that you can have a Ten of Cups energy with someone and not fear that it's going to become this big lie or illusion, or that it's going to just be toxic or heavy in some way. But it's something to do with marriage, something about commitment or marriage that you saw growing up that put you into this fear state around it. Maybe because you don't believe that dreams can be real and that, you know, true love can exist in that kind of capacity, or have happy ever after with someone, okay? Get to that marriage, committed energy, right? But there's something about you that wants it though. One part of you really wants it, but another part of you fears it. Okay, so that's very interesting. So there's a need to look at that and restore balance in the way you view relationships, especially long-term commitments. Because again, I feel like some of you may have had a marriage breakdown because of generational curses, okay? This narrative that you were taught growing up, okay? Or what you experienced growing up when it came to family and commitment and marriage and, you know, that kind of dynamic. For others of you, it's a case of you're wanting to settle down, you're wanting to have a family, but you're afraid. So clarifying the Chariot, you have the Nine of Wands, the Star, so that's Aquarius energy. You could have Aquarius in your chart and be dealing with one, and Virgo. So you could have Virgo be dealing with one. But yeah, this is, again, because the Chariot's here twice, so it's like the universe wants you to take a look at what you truly want. What is your wish fulfillment? What does that look like? You know, how far are you willing to go for what it is that you truly want? How far are you willing to face your, I mean, how determined are you to face these karmic cycles, ancestral patterns, generational curses, your trauma, your fears, your shame, your regret, all the shadow aspects? You know, how much are you willing to confront in order to be in this frequency, to get into that flow, to nurture yourself, to plant new seeds of intention, to nourish yourself so that you can have a bright and abundant future, right? So that's where you have to ask yourself, you know, how determined are you to overcome this? Because I feel like you're pretty determined, to be honest. So you have a lot of soul searching to do, Libra. You have a lot of inner work, shadow work taking place right now. Because these wounds are your deepest wounds. They run extremely deep. And I don't think you realize just how much it is reflected in every encounter you've had with possibly romance, relationships, friendships, but especially, you know, the kinds of interpersonal relationships that are closest to you, okay? So especially in your relationships. Now, clarifying the Six of Swords in reverse. You had it in the upright here, and now you have it in reverse here. So a lot of mirroring energy taking place. So the numbers 66 and 666 could be very prominent for you. Do check that out in terms of the numerology. That speaks of overcoming the obstacles, restoring balance, getting into an ascendant frequency, rising from the ashes, phoenix rising, okay? So this is overcoming, this is being victorious, this is succeeding, this is alchemization, okay? So that's what you're doing right now. With the King of Pentacles, that's Taurus, 8 of Pentacles, interesting, and the 3 of Pentacles. So there's someone that wants to work on a connection with you, but I feel like they're going through their own processes and need to firstly detach, okay? Detach from the situation. You also need to detach, but this person is not letting you go, okay? This could be someone with strong Taurus in their chart, but they're of the King of Pentacles energy, regardless of their gender. So this is someone who is very loyal, very grounded, very stable, probably financially doing pretty well, you know, has their bases covered in terms of the practical side of things. I think they focus on their work a lot, but they're also wanting to put a lot of effort and work into the connection. So they want to know if you would be on board, right? If you are willing to work with them on healing the connection. So this is someone that you may be at a distance from, or that you've kind of sidelined, okay? So this could also be, for those of you where a marriage broke down, this could be your ex-spouse wanting to work on the marriage, okay? So you've probably not divorced this person for what I've seen, but they want to heal the relationship, they want to heal the marriage, okay? And then finally, clarifying the wheel in reverse, we have the 8 of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, Ace of Pentacles, interesting, and the wheel. So you have the wheel in reverse, clarified by the wheel in the upright. So in order for this to happen, in order for this quick action to come in, quick changes to come in, that's going to give you a new foundation, a new opportunity to build from the ground up in the right frequency, with the right tools, with the right grounded energy, right? Having the right base to work upon, right? You first need to address this, okay? So once this cycle closes out, you will be able to start building a very strong foundation for yourself. Things will start changing and moving very, very quickly. So there'll be no more stagnancy after this cycle has completed. So Libra, I hope this helped. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell. And I know this is a lot, okay? It's not a small thing, but it is highly rewarding. Like I said, this will change your life. So sending you guys lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.